In the high Andes of South America, people grow various legumes such as peas, broad beans and lupins. Lupins can be grown in high or cold areas. They tolerate drought and hail better than peas and broad beans. Lupins are good to eat and to sell. They're rich in protein, fibre, calcium and iron. Lupin is a good food for children. You can prepare it in various ways. You can cook it with maize or wheat. You could say that it is as good or better than eggs or meat. In this video, we'll learn how to grow a good, healthy lupin crop. But first, Reynaldo Herbas from Anzaldo in Bolivia will tell us about some other benefits of lupins. 2 or 3 years ago, I planted lupin and I planted potato in the lupin stubble, and the potato yield was good, as if the field had been in fallow for 4 years. Lupin fertilizes the soil with its leaves and its nodules. It fertilizes like manure and urea. Because it has a lot of leaves, when we plough it in, it becomes like chicken manure. As droughts become more severe and soils get poorer, more people are planting lupin. But we need to ensure the plants do not get sick. Many plant diseases live in the soil and in seed. If you grow lupins for more than 1 year on the same field, the plants will get more diseases. So never grow lupins 2 years in a row in the same field. Don't plant lupins in the same field where you planted it the previous year. You always have to rotate crops. We don't grow tawi in the same field. After growing tawi, I will plant wheat, maize or potato. This will show us that the lupin has improved the soil, as the wheat or potato produces better. Now let's take a closer look at the most important disease in lupin, what it looks like and how it spreads. Some lupin plants die because the seed is sick. It's easy to see if the grain is diseased, because the skin of the grain becomes partially or totally orange. This disease is called anthracnose, which is a kind of fungus. The disease starts quickly after the plant sprouts from the earth and becomes worse when it's rainy, followed by sun. A sick plant is half dead and dries up like this, so it's easy to recognize. Even from the color of its leaves, it is clear. Black spots appear on the leaves. Later on, these spots dry up. Spots also appear on the stalks and on the pods. The spots on the stalks have an orange dust. The lupin stems deform in the shape of curly hair or a walking cane. It got a sort of dust. The leaves dried and turned yellow. The flowers didn't form either. The flowers fell off. The fungus that causes the disease survives in lupin seed, and in the crop remains. Always keep seed from a healthy plot that is free from anthracnose. When you do not sort lupin seed, anthracnose and other diseases can get into your field. Anthracnose is a difficult disease to control. The orange-coloured dust of the fungus is carried by the wind, rain, and on people's clothing to infest other plants. To have quality lupin seed, we need to sort and grade the seed. Some lupin seeds do not sprout because they're broken, empty or wrinkled. Wrinkled grains didn't mature, or they suffered from drought or frost. These grains are no good for seed because they are weak. Remove all broken, wrinkled and discoloured grains. Only use the healthy grain as seed. If the weather is good and you've selected your seed, you'll get good results. And if the weather is not good, you'll still be rewarded for your effort and get something. But if you did not select your seed and the weather is bad, you won't harvest anything. Then you need to sort the grains by size. You can do this by hand or by using a screen. Only use the biggest grains as seed because they're stronger and the young plants withstand drought better. More of the big seeds survive and they produce more. For me, good seed is selected seed, which has all the same colour, without wrinkled or diseased seed, and without small seeds. Those small and empty seeds will not germinate, and if they germinate, they'll all be yellow. They won't grow well. We don't plant those because you won't have a good crop. Sorting out the bad seed and keeping only the bigger and healthier ones for seed takes time and effort. Let's hear from Mrs. Sanchez about how she manages. Each day we sort a small amount until we have about 6 kilograms of clean seed. To make it easier, the entire family selects good seed. It's best to bury the diseased or damaged grain because they can spread disease to the healthy plants. After removing the bad grains and selecting the bigger ones for seed, you can prepare the rest as food. Bitter lupin is rinsed for several days to wash out the bitterness. Mrs. Herber set up a small experiment. On one part of her field, she planted regular seed. In the other part, she used seed that was selected. Now the selected side is good, and the unselected one is bad. I think that weevils or disease are getting into it. I don't know if it will produce anything. Let's recap what we learned. Lupin is healthy food, rich in proteins. Lupins improve the soil where they're grown. Plant seed from a healthy crop that is disease-free. plant the seed in a field that didn't grow lupins the previous year. Anthracnose is a lupin disease in much of the high Andes. To prepare your seed, remove the broken, wrinkled and discoloured seed. Use the biggest, healthiest grains as seed to grow healthy plants. Bury the discarded seed so children and animals do not eat them. If you have good lupin seed, you'll not have disease in your field. To my fellow farmers, I would say sort and grade your lupin seed before planting. If you don't do that, your lupin will not produce. But if you sort your seed, you'll harvest more.